Everyone can relax. Gambit has returned.
Hello, my name is Tomasz Dobos and this is Gambit TV. And you are thinking right now, who the hell is this guy? I don't know him. And this is okay. This is okay because I am a game reviewer from Poland. And I do mainly reviews in Polish language for Polish gamers. So why am I here? Why am I doing this in English? Well, the bird told me to do it. Yeah, exactly. The bird told me to do it. The game, this one. This is the game, this is the new game by Carl Chudyks, designed by Carl Chudyks, the man who is behind such games like an Impulse or Innovation. The guy who knows how to treat cards, you know? And this is the game that will be published in Kickstarter in a few days by Polish publisher Chacha Games. And yeah, Polish publisher, Polish reviewer, but the Kickstarter, so they need review in English. That's why I'm doing this in English. So, without further ado, let's go to the table. I will show you how the game is played, how it works, and then we will come back here and I will try to share my opinion, to share my final thoughts about the game, and I hope it will help you to decide if this game will be worth to back on the Kickstarter. Yeah? So, okay, let's go. But first, I am very sorry. English is not my first language, so I will probably butcher a lot of grammar, a lot of words. So yeah, please don't kill me. The bird told me to do it, really, yes. Okay, so let's go to the table. Okay, here we have the bird told me to do it game setup. Here we have a deck of cards with the birds. Here are 6 cards of with the plumage. They are called plumage cards. Here we have a pass card and the trunk card, which is a start of the starting point of creating branches. Each player gets 6 cards from the deck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and those cards shows you the birds which tells you what to do. There are 6 colors of birds, just like on the plumage cards, and there are different number of birds sitting on the branches. Here we got 3 blue birds, 3 white, 2 black, 3 gray, 1 yellow, and again 2 blue birds. On each card we got the birds, we got some kind of branch, we got the information about the color and the value of the card, and we have a special action. This is called the speech bubble, which shows you what the bird told you to do. When you get the 6 cards, each player has to do an action in his turn, and this is very easy, really. Each player has to do only one action in his turn, and of course he can choose one of 4 actions. Action number 1 is to take one of the cards from your hand and add it to the tree. When the trunk is empty, you can add the card to either side of the tree. If the trunk is not empty, if the tree is already started, you have to add to the already started branch. You cannot begin the second branch. After you add a card to the tree, you can take the plumage card, matching the color of the birds you just added to the tree. Of course, the plumage card with this color has to be unclaimed. If somebody else claimed it before, well, you cannot take it. So this is the first action. For example, I will do it. I'm adding 3 gray birds to one side of the tree, and then I'm just claiming the gray plumage card. The second action the player can do is add a card to the tree. So let's do it. For example, something like this. Yes, and then instead of claiming the card, I can draw a card from the deck. Of course, placing the cards has many rules. As I said before, you cannot add card to another side of the trunk if there are cards on one side. The other quite fun rule is that when you are adding the card to the tree, you cannot have more birds on this card than is on the previous card. So, for example, if I have I don't have any good card for this. Let's say I have this one here. It's invalid placement, but for the sake of argument, I have 2 birds here, and I want to add another card. I cannot add a card with the 3 birds on it. Adding card, the added card can have the same number of birds or lower. Easy peasy. Okay, so the second action was add a card and take a card from the deck. The third action is also easy. You can just add 2 cards to the tree from your hand. Of course, what I'm doing here is all invalid placement because I don't have good cards on my hand. After this is the third action. Okay, the fourth action is just taking the 2 cards from the deck, and this is considering passing. If you pass, you just take the pass card. Now, after doing an action, unless you pass, so if you add at least 1 card to the tree, you can have a branch action, branch phase. What is the branch phase? It is like the meat of the game. Yes. After you put the card on the tree, you have to follow the branch from the trunk up to the card you just add, and then you have to do every action on these cards, and this is comboing 101. There are cards that are, oh my god, they're doing ton of crazy things. Score cards from the deck of color of opponent plumage. So you can just take the cards from the deck and score them if they have a color of plumage card that someone else take. Boost the next card of some color. Place some cards from hand of value 1. Place some cards not of your color, of your plumage. You are doing every single action one by one. If you can expand the tree. You can, by doing these actions, you can cover 1 card with another. You can score cards. What does it mean to score? You just take cards either from deck or from the tree or from your opponents and put them in your score pile. Each card is worth that many points. That is its value. To be honest, it's just the number of birds. The value is just the number of birds. And the scoring is important because the game ends if someone gets 30 points, or if the deck will empty twice. So you have to do the branch phase, just doing action after action after action, combo after combo after combo. And just like in other games of Carl Chudyks, like in Impulse, you see that some numbers are in colored circle. Those numbers can be boosted, which means that you have to count how many birds of that color, how many cards of with the birds of that color are in the branch that you are doing, and you can boost that number by that many. So for example, here we have 2, but there are 2 cards with the black birds, so this will be number 4. Crazy, totally crazy boosting. And after you do the actions, you have to add, you can discard a card from the deck and do the action on this card. And this is also another thing to just do the crazy combo here. You're just wondering, why do you need this plumage card? Okay, sometimes you see that the action cards have to do something with the plumage. For example, here, return all plumage from all players and take 1 plumage. Or let's see another, let's check another one with plumage. Score 1 tweak of a color and take that color of a plumage. So yeah, the plumage seems important. But the most important thing that the plumage can do is while scoring a branch. Sometimes during a turn, during a phase, there is a need to score a tree, score a branch. This is sometimes when there is no place to add another bird card, or when all players pass one after another. What is the scoring of the branch? You see what kind of birds has the most birds on the tree, and that birds are scoring. If there is a tie between 2 or more color of the birds, all of those birds are scoring, and that means that the branch is discarded. The scoring cards are going to the player who has the plumage card of that color. For example, here, let's say here we got scoring 3, 3, 3, so all the birds will score. Let's say those plumage are taken. Gray comes to me, I have the gray card. White goes here, he has the white card. And the black goes nowhere because no one has a black plumage card. It goes to the discard pile, and the new tree can be built. And that's the basics. Yeah, I hope you were able to understand all of this. Simply, you just building a branch, running the actions from the cards, doing some crazy combos on the way, and sometimes you are scoring all the branch, many cards. Sometimes you are scoring cards just using the actions, and if someone gets 30 points, he's a winner. If multiple players score 30 points or more simultaneously, the one who has the most is the winner. If no one scores 30 points but the deck will be empty twice, the game ends, and who has the most points is the winner. And that's all. Let's go back to my shelves, and I will say some kind of final thoughts. Okay, so now you probably know how to play The Bird Told Me to Do It. So, what is my opinion about the game? Let's start with the title. I guess that the bird told me to do it is some kind of, I don't know how to say, idiom in English language, that has some meanings. Yes, I don't know really what is the exact meaning of this phrase. Probably the bird told me to do it, but I'm thinking that it will be easy later on. It will be easy to do a retheme of the game. For example, a Cthulhu retheme or some crazy murderers stuff retheme, like the voices told me to do it, or Cthulhu told me to do it, my dreams, stuff like this. You know what I mean. Now, the game. Okay, the game. First of all, it's really beautiful game. Dawid Wiącek, Polish graphic designer, the guy who made the illustrations for the game, made a wonderful job. The birds are really stunning. The fact that they are tweeting, they are not silent on these branches is awesome. Yes, those cards with those singing, talking birds looks great, really great. The thing that the beaks are open was clever, really clever idea. And the game itself, I think that Carl Chudyks has done it again. He has created again a game with so many things to do with the cards that it's like mind-blowing. You just position the cards. Yes, it's like everything you can do is to place a card on a branch. That's all. But then there is a combo going on, and it's like, oh my god, what can we do? What have I done? It's like, it's total chain reaction of awesomeness and combo. It's every single card is total combo starter. I don't even know how to say it. It's really clever. And what is also important, it's one of the few games that I know of that is for 3 players. 2 and 3 players, and I'm not talking about games like that are for 4, 5 players, but they are good at 3. No. This is 3 players game, 2 or 3 players, not 4. If you want to play more than 3, you have to have 2 copies of the game. But 2 and 3 players, it works perfectly. Really good with both both counts. And yeah, small game. It's 56 cards if I remember correctly, and a ton of possibilities in this little box. But there is one very important thing. This is the Carl Chudyks game, and sometimes it's really hard to understand what Carl Chudyks means for the cards. It was an issue in the Impulse that sometimes people treat the cards differently than it should be. The same thing is in the bird told me to do it, but fortunately there will be an appendix in the rule book that will explain how each of the cards should work. So you won't have to think, and you will not be mistaken. Every single card will be explained in this little rule book. So yeah, great job Chaha Games, great job Carl Chudyks for giving the players such a stuff. What can I say else? It's a little bit hard for me to do it in English, really. So maybe I will jump into my my final thoughts. And in my reviews, I give the 3 questions and give the answers for those questions. First question is, what is my BGG rating for the game, which BGG-like rating? Because I rate games based a little bit on the BGG rating. And this will be 7.5. 7.5 because I really like the game. I really like to play it, and I will probably take this out on the table and say, "Carl, can we play? Let's go on." But I won't play it too often. It is not the game that can be played too often. It's fun, it's easy, but it's complicated at the same time, and that's why I like it, and that's why I don't want to play it too long, too often, because it can be a little tiring. So it is 7.5 in the BGG scale for me. The second question is, if I hadn't had get this game for the review, would I buy it by myself? Because this is the prototype that I get from Chaha Games to review, of course. And as far as I know, it will be £10 British pounds in the early birds, in the Kickstarter, and then it will be 13 British pounds. And I think, it's quite good price. And I would give this 13 pounds for this game, even if it's small, even if it is only 56 cards. But this is really good. This is really worth it in my opinion. And my third question, does this game has a place on my collection, that a part of which you can see behind me? Yes, definitely. The game, when I get one, the game will go on these shelves and will be safe here and will be played. And yeah, this is the game that I want to have in my collection for sure. So this is my long review of The Bird Told Me to Do It, made in English. Oh my god, I hope that you are still alive. The link to the Kickstarter should be in the upper corner, in this eye. It should be in the description of the video. If you want to check it, go to the Kickstarter page, check it, and if you like it, if you like what you saw, back it, because I think it's worth it. So, okay, thank you for spending the time with me. Thank you for watching me, and maybe see you later. Maybe I will do something in English in the future. We will see. So, thank you. Goodbye.